the key to this is that you're getting about the size of a 1.5 carat diamond in each ear. Rough cut diamond size in each ear. So that would be about a 3 carat pair of diamond earrings. And if they were rough cut diamonds, they probably wouldn't be this pretty. A lot of the rough cut diamonds have a lot of carbon spots. They have a lot of inclusions in them. Look at how clean that material is. $33.95. That is the best value I have ever seen, period, bar none, on a Herkimer earring. Boom, drop the mic. I mean, that's as good as it gets. At $40, I'm excited. At $33.95, forget about it. To get natural Herkimers set in sterling silver. See on Laura, I love mine. They're everyday. You wear them for work or play. They look beautiful on your ear. They're classy, they're comfortable. They mix and match with everything. And that's a tiny little investment today for $33.95. So if you're new to Herkimer, start here. If you already love your Herkimers and you don't have the studs yet, today's the day to buy them. With FlexPay, you're at $6.79 on your credit card, but this is a great little earring because first of all, it's a beautiful diamond stud. Again, looks like rough cut diamonds in your ear, and you get, look at from the side, loads of sparkle. I mean, look at that go. Loads of sparkle. They're an excellent, excellent size. And if you can use express ordering, that's gonna be the quickest way to get in. This is unusual. I have not ever seen the Herkimer studs, the natural studs like this, because that's it. When they source these, and they source, when they do these different collections for us, they literally have to stockpile, and they go through and they have to set aside stones for us. So they give us only the finest material, the finest quality Herkimer stones, and this is an example of that where they have to match up the stones because obviously they are natural, so they have to match it up so that they are sisters, so that they look like they go together. And of course you have an earring that you can just pop in your ear and not have to worry or think about. It's a little over $15 an ear for a large 1.5 carat Herkimer diamond in each ear. See them go to town here? And people will wonder, it's different. There's really, I don't know, it's kind of chic to have a Herkimer diamond in your ear. I remember when I was reading, if you had the chance to watch Princess Eugenie's wedding, Meghan Markle, of course, was at the wedding with Prince Harry, and people were all talking about her jewelry. Like, what on earth? She had literally Herkimer rings on every finger, all the way across, lined up. She had Herkimer rings lined up. She had Herkimer earrings on. She had Herkimer necklace. She had Herkimer bracelets. She was dripping. And people are like, what is that jewelry? And so lo and behold, as it turns out, it was a European designer, it was a London designer who has a collection of Herkimer diamond jewelry. And they get their stones from our Herkimer diamond mine. So we were kind of excited about that because of course the buzz went like wildfire all over the world. People are talking about these Herkimer stones that are really special because they are mined in America. They're stones that are unlike anything else. And I just think it's a way for all of us to have a little piece of something that is an American treasure, that is definitely a hot, hot, hot stone right now. People are clamoring to get their hands on Herkimers. You're getting these today for that first payment of $6.79. So if you'd like a pair, you saw on Laura's ear, they're just the right size. They're perfect. I'm wearing the studs from last hour, but just the perfect little stud. You get all that little like light bulb sparkle up by your ear. They don't compete with your other jewelry. If you wear your hair short, or if you wear your hair pulled back, if you wear your hair in a ponytail, they just show up so beautifully. Something about, and it's different than just like a cubic zirconia stud. I mean, you could barely buy a cubic zirconia stud for $33. That's what I like. You're getting real natural stones here. And you're getting these literally at a fraction of what you would expect to pay anywhere else. When you go to Herkimer, New York, you can actually go mine yourself. I'll tell you this, good luck finding those stones. That's gonna be difficult to find. But the truth is, it still is a fun experience if you ever have a chance to go up there and order. So this is item 607690. The size of these are coming in at 1/4 of an inch by 3/16 of an inch. So you're looking at about 1/4 of an inch this way and about 3/16 of an inch across. And they are all set in 925 sterling silver. They're for pierced ears. They have the little clutch style back on them. and they are just as pretty as can be. If you have a double pierced ear, this would be beautiful worn as a double pierced design. Obviously just beautiful all by themselves. So hold on if you're ordering yours. I don't know how many of these are left, but I'd love to get a pair home to you. That's $33.95, and that's 607-690. Okay, coming up next, we are going to move along.